following program contains the opinions of its host and guests, not those of this network. The opinions expressed are for non-commercial informational purposes only. Listeners are cautioned not to rely on program content to treat or prevent disease, but are advised to consult with a licensed healthcare professional where they live for diagnosis and treatment of disease.
And now, the superstar of alternative health and purveyor of medical truth, Dr. Joel Wallach.
Good afternoon and welcome. This is Nutritional Pharmacist Melissa Golladay. I am a pharmacist with a passion for nutrition and really happy to be here today filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach. And we welcome your calls. We have a toll-free line you can dial in. It's 888-379-2552. Again, that's 888-379-2552. We also have our priority line, which is 831-685-1080. So I am here today on Dead Doctors Don't Lie to help you discover the amazing healing power of your body. Your body is innately designed to heal, and that's what it's all about here at Dead Doctors Don't Lie. What happens to a lot of us is we get a little lost in the modern medical model, and what we learn there is that our power to heal exists outside of ourselves. A lot of us give away our power to the medical professionals or maybe to the medical system, to drugs, to procedures to keep us healthy. Yet really health lies within us, and if we learn basic things about our body, we can live a very vibrant and long life. And that's one of my passions, and that's part of the reason I joined the medical profession. When I made the decision on what I wanted to do, I knew that who I was as a person, I definitely wanted to assist and be of service to people, and I chose the pharmacy profession. I was a little intimidated by blood initially, not as intimidated now, but back in the day, blood was mildly frightening, so I decided to go into pharmacy. I thought, well, here's a place where I can really be of service, help people, and then it did work out that way. So I've been practicing for over 15 years, and I had the pleasure of seeing anywhere between 300 to 800 people a day in my practice. I also did practice in hospitals, and I've also had some experience in the insurance industry. And what I can tell all of you is it's very large, it's complex, there's a lot of moving parts to the entire medical profession, and it's a huge money maker. And so there's a lot of incentive for people to, clearly fund salaries, etc. And a lot of the people in there are good-natured and they're good-hearted, yet there is things that are happening that are unethical. And those are some of the things we talk about on this show. Dead Doctors Don't Lie. Again, we discuss, how to empower yourself and also for you to be an alert consumer, because technically that's what you are as a person in the medical, model. You are even as the patient, you technically are the consumer. You have rights, and you also have a responsibility to do the right things for yourself. So, part of my passion is when I see people that are in these situations where they've given away a lot of their power, and they're looking for solutions outside of themselves. And what I've learned currently with, studying the biochemistry the way I have, if we give ourselves the 90 essential nutrients, we will actually find our bodies repairing and regenerating all on their own. They do not need prescription medications to do so. They do not need harmful procedures. Your body does not need an organ taken out. You can actually, your organs are designed to be in your body for a reason. So you want to keep all of them. If that has happened for you, there are things you can continue to do to help yourself. But the point is a lot of times in the current medical model, people are shunted into getting surgeries that really aren't in their best interest long term. And like I said, I would see a lot of people coming in and they would be struggling with that. So, and I want to remind people too, something I was recently reading about, a lot of us pay very high insurance premiums. And I want you all to contemplate just for a minute, especially what's happening in our country. What if you took that premium and instead of having insurance, you actually invested it in nutrients and self-care? What if you invested it in taking a yoga class, working on your body and nutrition and investing it in a higher quality food? I can guarantee you that your life would change and you wouldn't need the medical model. So the whole insurance concept in and of itself is backwards, in my opinion. We spend a lot of money to have insurance, and I know personally insurance does very little to keep you healthy. It's all about treating the symptom. There's not a lot of preventive care in what insurances cover. They only cover, again, emergency or, various procedures, and even then they're going to fight you on that stuff. And it's a big hassle to be involved with insurance, especially if you're seeking to improve your health and wellness. They don't pay for those things. They don't cover the things that would actually be the essential building blocks for your regeneration and your repair. Things to think about when you're out there. And I was looking over some articles today in Scientific American, and I came across a fun article, and it was about elephants and about poop and about how elephants poop at the rate that they poop. But it had some amazing things about our own bodies, and we talk a lot about digestion on Dead Doctors Don't Lie, and there's a mucosal lining that covers our entire gut lining, and it's very important to keep us healthy, to protect us from bacteria or viruses we might eat in our food or potentially swallow. And this mucosal lining, again, it's your first defense in your gastrointestinal tract, and you want to keep that healthy. There's a lot of ways you can do that. You can do that by supplementing with probiotics, definitely eating cultured foods, drinking cultured drinks. You want to stay away from things such as alcohol, steroids, antibiotics, these things, non-steroidal anti-inflammatories such as Motrin, aka ibuprofen, naproxen. These things hit your gut and they damage your gut lining. They damage the mucosal lining, and then that leads to other problems because you start damaging the microbiome that lives below the mucosal lining. And again, this article was fun. It talked about how, in space, astronauts, of course, they have to wear diapers. And someone has actually, they've created special diapers for astronauts. That was just fun. Just wanted to share.
You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host today, Nutritional Pharmacist Melissa Golladay. And if you do have questions today, we do have some open lines. If you've ever had trouble getting into the show, I have calls all the time saying I could never get in. I called for 2 weeks straight. Well, today's your day. We have some open lines. Call us toll free, 888-379-2552. That's 888-379-2552. Lines open. Aromatherapy oils have been prized by ancient cultures for thousands of years. Longevity's ancient legacy, true aromatherapy, is no exception. Essential oils are the fragrant life essence from plants that are gently removed through the process of steam distillation. Longevity's ancient legacy essential oils are of the purest concentrations from the most respected and ethical distillers worldwide. Many ancient legacy oils come directly from families in the East which have been distilling essential oils for over 100 years. Keep Ancient Legacy's tea tree oil in your medicine chest for first aid. Tea tree oil is great for soothing the itching and stinging associated with insect bites, burns, scrapes, and other skin irritations. It's also effective as an antiseptic. To learn more about aromatherapy and essential oils, contact your local Longevity associate today. And don't forget to ask about business opportunities.
Hey, if you're like me, your life is hectic. You don't know where you're going to be next. Between kids and family and in-laws and work and traffic and everything else that's driving me crazy right now, my life is insane. I bet your life's insane as well. When do we have time to get every single nutrient we need to be healthy? When? Well, I've got a tip for you. Take a product called Pollen Burst. It's so simple, even I can do it. All you have to do is open the package, pour it in water, mix it up, and bam, you're ready to go. It tastes great. It's not one of those medicine-tasting things. It tastes great, low in calories, helps curb your appetite, gives you natural energy that doesn't let you crash, gives you your vitamins, minerals, nutrients, everything from the plant world. And I got to tell you, for a busy person like me or a busy person like you, we need simple, we need good. Pollen Burst is your answer. Tastes great. Try it, and you'll feel better.
Call your local Longevity distributor to find out how Pollen Burst can make you feel better. And don't forget to ask about home-based business opportunities. And we are back on Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with your host today, nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golladay. And we do have some lines open today. Give us a call on the 800 line. That is 888-379-2552. That's 888-379-2552. We have open lines. Welcome back to the show, Melissa.
Thanks a lot, Doug.
Yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit today about, you had mentioned in your monologue about, these ibuprofen and these NSAIDs and the like. And I have a story that came from CBS News, and the headline reads, Common NSAID painkillers linked to higher risk of heart attack. They say these non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs known as NSAIDs are commonly used over-the-counter drugs to relieve pain or reduce fever, and they say new research suggests that people who take them routinely could face a higher risk of heart attack. This was all published in the British Medical Journal and found that all commonly used NSAIDs like ibuprofen or naproxen, which are available over-the-counter, and diclofenac and celecoxib, which are prescriptions in the U.S., are associated with this increased risk. Experts say consumers should exercise caution and when deciding whether or not to take these NSAIDs, particularly people that already have a risk of heart troubles. According to the lead author here, Deepak Bhatt, a MD, executive director of the Interventional Cardiovascular Program at the Brigham and Women's Hospital, is quoted as saying, I think this study is another cautionary tale to be very careful before using these drugs and not to be lulled into a place of complacency just because they're over-the-counter. If someone has to use an NSAID for pain, I say best advice is to use the lowest possible dose and for the shortest amount of possible time. They go on to say researchers link the use of NSAIDs to an increased risk of heart attack, but the timing of the risk and the effect of the dose and treatment duration and the comparative risk between the different NSAIDs are poorly understood. And this is an international team of researchers led by Michelle Bali of the University of Montreal Hospital and Research Center, who is an epidemiological doctorate student at McGill University in Canada, carried out a systematic review of these meta-analysis of studies that from a healthcare database in Canada, Finland, and the UK. Collectively, they looked at data from 446,000 plus people, almost 447,000, of whom 61,460 had a heart attack. Results showed that a heightened risk of heart attack occurred as early as the first week after taking an NSAID, and the risk was greater with higher doses. They say the risk of heart attack was seen in the NSAID use at the high dose in the first month. The daily dose include celecoxib or Celebrex, 200 milligrams, Voltaren, Cambia, Solarze, 100 milligram, Advil, 1,200 milligrams, Midol, Aleve, and Naprelin at 750 milligrams. They say overall, the results showed a 20 to 50% increase in risk of heart attack when using NSAIDs compared to with not using these medications. She also emphasized that this is not an absolute risk, and it was small, but it was also based on the patient's baseline risk. So I thought that was pretty interesting to think that, something that I know people that pop those things daily. They take them all day long.
That's right, they do. And, another thing, too, is those anti-inflammatories, they sneak in other products. So people will be taking them, for example, like a sleep aid. It'll say, something PM, Motrin PM. And believe it or not, it might not say Motrin, but it'll be snuck in the product. So we need to read the labels. And there isn't a direct correlation as why there would be cardiovascular incidences with these medications, because those things are anti-inflammatory, and they actually block prostaglandin synthesis, which is really helpful in an acute situation. You want to stop inflammation or reduce pain. It's like, boom, you have something very quickly available. But over time, pretty quickly, too, prostaglandins are used elsewhere in the body, not just in pain generation, and they're actually used to put oxygen into cells. So if we don't have prostaglandins in our bodies, or we take a pretty big hit and don't have them available, you can see why that's going to cause problems in the body.
Yeah, I know people, like I said, that just take these things every day because since they're over the counter, they think they're completely safe. And not to mention the risk that they are also known to cause liver damage as well. And so we're headed into a break. You're listening to Dead Doctors Don't Lie on the ZBS Radio Network with our guest host today, nutritional pharmacist Melissa Golladay, filling in for Dr. Joel Wallach. If you'd like to talk to Melissa today, call us on the priority line, 831-685-1080, toll free, 888-379-2552. Many believe that all life began in the Earth's oceans. We do know that the oceans and seas are still abundant with life and life-sustaining nutrients. Many cultures have long believed in the life-giving properties of plants and sea life harvested from the oceans. Youngevity's Ocean's Gold is a proprietary blend of seaweeds, algae, mosses, kelp, sea cucumbers, and sea minerals, as well as coenzyme Q10, calcium, and iron, all designed to help support healthy thyroid function, regular heartbeat, normal weight, mood stabilization, and hormone levels. Take advantage of life-sustaining nutrients from the Earth's oceans with Youngevity's Ocean's Gold. If you'd like to learn more about nutritional supplementation, call